Now recording.
Okay.
This is an AI generated episode.
We let AI make a video for us.
Yes. And this is how it turned out.
Okay.
Is that Chris Pratt?
It's not Chris Pratt. Oh my gosh, Chris Pratt is so funny.
Oh my goodness.
I love
think it
Chris
is.
Pratt. Oh my gosh. My
Timmy.
name is Matthew, and I
And
love
I'm
Chris
Timmy.
Pratt.
And we're watching Jurassic Pratt.
G-O-T-T-P3. This movie made me cry.
The Meg. Oh. I want to watch the Meg.
That's what we put into into like the generator or whatever, like keywords. The Meg, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. I really liked this movie. And that's the thing about that. That's the thing. Okay, and I'm gonna say this now. That's your thing. Okay, and I'm gonna say this now.
Oh my dot capital okay period, and I'm gonna say this.
And I'm gonna say this now? Question mark.
I'd love to see what AI would do.
Just pilot episode, the roast of movie mentality.
The meta roast of movie mentality. Meta roast of movie mentality.
You gotta make fun of one of my mannerisms, Matthew.
Like completely went blank. Like, what does Timmy say?
What are his mannerisms?
What are his mannerisms?
What are his mannerisms?
What the heck?
Summer movies, guys.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna know. Yeah, I was literally gonna say that's pretty much exactly what I was gonna do. I was gonna say I'm drawing a blank. Summer movies, anyways.
Yeah.
But no. Okay. This is a new thing that we're gonna be doing. In case based on the title, obviously this is a podcast, and so this is the first episode, obviously, and I feel like what we should do before we get into the topic the main topic, that being summer movies, we should just stick. Yes. I feel like we should kind of just explain things before we just jump into this real quick. So we're doing this podcast because we've been doing videos and recording videos and just doing like making stuff for this channel for 3 years. This video will probably be going up soon, but like next month will be like will officially be 3 years of us making videos, and
we still haven't put together a structurally sound video.
Yeah,
isn't that crazy, guys?
Isn't that insane? And we started this channel because I had never seen Harry Potter before the movies, and
we're like, a whole YouTube channel out of that.
Let's make reviews and then for those movies, and then just see what where it goes from there, which is kind of funny considering like what we like the stuff we've made since then. But we did that, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because we started with the Harry Potter reviews, but like we started on like August 26th or something, 2020, and for 2 years we did weekly uploads. And we were just like,
you. We're like you, and we're just like, hey Matthew, can we add another commentary? Even though we know you have 35 unedited commentaries.
Okay, sure, guys.
Okay, guys.
But we did.
That's why
weekly
we took
uploads
because we pushed Matthew to his limit.
Yeah, basically we did. I edited weekly uploads for 2 full years, and at the end of 2022, I was like, okay, start of 2023. I'm gonna just take a break from editing, and we're gonna take a break from recording and uploading. And in that break, like we started slowly uploading again, but in that break, we were kind of talking about how we want to do stuff for the channel, but we didn't know what. And we felt like some of the stuff that we were doing felt kind of throwaway-ish.
Exactly, yeah.
And even though we love doing like commentaries and random discussions, we were like, we wanted to have like a purpose for something. And so we, of course, as many people have this idea. We were like, "What if we did a podcast where we just talk about whatever?"
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to mention the other podcast. The thing I was going to mention.
No. We don't talk about that.
Let's just say me and Matthew have had this idea before, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out, but this time.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
but, but this time we
Oh no.
we
Oh
want
no.
to do a podcast with just the baseline being, movies and shows and just media in general, along with just us talking to each other and just
Real
just do
conversations.
real conversations instead of just trying to be funny, because maybe some people would enjoy that.
Yeah.
But
An
uh
actual legit conversation rather than just trying to get out the status quo for a commentary.
Yeah, but the funniest thing is like the status quo made by us, because like
Yeah.
nobody
Well,
tells us
yeah,
to
no
do anything. We just literally got in our own heads so much of
I
like,
don't
what is the point?
we have no manager. We have
This channel runs
400
on a budget of
subscribers.
$0.
Yeah,
Like,
we do things for fun and see if people are interested, and sometimes they are. And
and
then
yeah.
we get I was addicted to commentaries at a certain point, but like
Oh my
commentaries like
gosh.
they're really fun, but they're also really like their lifespan is kind of like I don't know, they're
Yeah.
short-lived where it's like so much editing for Matthew and then it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, and then it's like 60 people watch it and then he puts like 15 minutes into editing like an hour long review or an hour long like discussion or theory video for Stranger Things and it
Yeah.
gets like 2,000 views. So
Yeah.
it's I mean, and also it's just fun to talk and a lot of I've been going back and like a lot of our discussions slash like review videos where we just talked or like even drawing videos are like just so
Yeah.
super like fun and it feels more like we're just hanging out we're having a good time we have a topic generally but like
Mhm.
it's entertaining to hear people talk on videos or podcasts so it's like
Yeah, yeah.
that's more of the idea of this and we'll
And
have lots of different types of podcast
of
episodes I'm sure
episodes,
and
yeah.
like maybe episode where we review a series or a movie or
Yeah,
an
yeah.
episode that comes out with a commentary is what Matthew thought of just today actually we
Yeah,
might
yeah.
do like oh if like I don't even know what the heck's coming out the Meg 2 podcast oh okay well now you can watch our commentary coming out next week or whatever like after that
Yeah.
that yeah I'm
Um
stealing the show here but
no, no, no.
that's
Both of us,
yeah
yeah, both of us need to say things. I guess that's kind of. I also kind of realize whenever I edit videos. Also, if you can't tell, we like overthink our own videos so much to where
yeah
nobody really cares but us.
yeah
We're like we will get on like hour-long conversations of being like, what should we do? But like
what's the
really,
subtext of this video
yeah. What is the underlying message of this
what's the underlying
commentary?
tone
Yeah, but I don't know. We just again, this is something that we've been doing for 3 years of our lives. So even if nobody really cares, it's something that we like doing. So we
yeah
want to put work into it, even if like not a lot of people are interested or whatever. But
maybe
that's
people will be more
basically.
interested if we do different types of content too so
I mean, yeah, maybe. So we're gonna see where it
but
goes.
if not
But just
okay
then whatever, I guess.
yeah
But yeah, that's basically the point of this podcast, and I just want to also just like kind of like talk about like who we are, because also in the first video, the first Harry Potter video, we didn't like introduce ourselves. We just said like,
yeah
hey, he's Matthew, I'm Timmy, and we watched Harry Potter. So
Matthew
hi.
hasn't seen Harry Potter except like at all until just now so like I was just
Yeah.
like bruh and we said
Well,
bruh a lot
we said bruh a lot, like a lot. It's kind of insane compared to now. I think I like pushed bruh out of my vocabulary a while
from
ago.
traumatic memories
Yeah.
I think
Just a
90% of
solid
those
like,
videos
yeah.
were like you like frantically trying to summarize the entire movie in under like 2 hours and then
Yeah,
me
yeah.
interrupting with like quoting memes like every 30 seconds and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
me being like oh well Matthew you actually forgot the part where Harry the deleted scene or like just like a stupid like you could skip that part but I'm like wait Matthew you forgot to mention this funny part but yeah we're not
Oh my gosh.
we've come
We're not, yeah,
a
we've come a long
ways.
way.
Yeah.
But yeah, hi, my name is Matthew.
Hi, my name is Demi.
And this
This is
is the
Demi.
first episode of the Movie Mentality podcast. Just as like I get that was the cold open, that whole like 5 minute thing. That was the cold open.
Woo!
So yeah, just a little backstory on like you know, I mean, like, we're not trying to give out our whole life story, but like we
Yeah.
met in 2016 in high school.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny looking at the channel. It's the most like it's funny how like the first thing that we like, talked about when we met was like movies. It was
Yeah.
like Back to the
Instant
Future and the
connection, yeah.
Goonies and like
Aladdin
Aladdin.
primarily. For
Yeah,
some
no,
reason,
literally.
it's because okay, so funny story, and I'm sure we'll have more time to do this like when we have more time in a different episode, but like
Yeah.
there's some funny stories. Like the reason that we started like talking about Aladdin and like realized like, oh, we both like movies,
Yeah.
is because because and this is so funny because I thought I was the only like I it's like when you hear like
I
a
love
deep
hearing this
cut
from your perspective.
when you hear when you hear a deep cut of like a movie like because there's movies that you or I don't know, maybe not for you, maybe this is just us, but like there are movies that I'd watch a lot as a kid and then movies that I never would see, like that some both like iconic on both ends. Like there's some movies that I missed and some movies that I watched like a ton, and I watched
Yeah.
Aladdin all the time because we had it on VHS, and so I knew like a lot of the lines from that movie. And so there's a part, if you don't, for those of you who don't know, you uncultured ones, in
Yeah.
Aladdin where the parrot, it's
Iago.
Jafar's parrot Iago goes, Jafar, I'm stuck. He's like, Jafar,
Yep.
I'm stuck.
Yep.
And Jafar, I'm stuck. And so I like it's one of those parts that just it sticks in your mind. And so at some point in high school
In
in
our history
class,
class.
Matthew, I don't know what
I don't
prompted
know
this,
why
but
either.
he was like, Jafar, I'm stuck for some reason. And
I
I was
don't know
like,
why.
this guy's cool. I'm gonna
Like
hang
this
out with
guy
this
knows
guy.
what's up.
Yeah. And
And
so
yeah. And then from there, like we just talked about like from I think it went from like Aladdin to like Back to the Future to the Goonies, I think. And
yeah,
then from there it was just like it just like took off, I guess. And we've
yeah,
been friends ever since. But that's what
yeah.
started it. Just like Jafar,
Jafar,
I'm
I'm
stuck.
stuck.
It's so funny because I remember that I remember saying it, but like you said, I don't know what prompted it.
Yeah.
What were we talking about in class that brought up Aladdin? But like we
I
didn't even
have
know
no
each other, so
clue.
I don't know what brought it up. I don't know.
He said, yeah, I don't know if you even said it to me or if you.
I think I just said it in general, like under my breath. I was just like, Jafar, I'm stuck. Or something.
And I was
I don't
like,
know why.
yo, I know what that is. He quoting a lot? Well, I remember being like, no, no,
There's no way.
there's no way he remembers that one thing from the famous Disney movie Aladdin.
Oh my gosh.
But so
Oh
yeah,
my gosh. Yeah.
that we met in high school and we'd mentioned
Hmm.
high school a lot.
Oh yeah, we would
We
drop that a
actually,
lot in our
I used to,
videos. Like, oh, we went to high school.
yeah. There was this one time in high school, I think it was like the Peanuts video, The Great
Oh
Pumpkin,
yeah,
where
yeah.
I
You
was like,
mentioned like
in high
your.
school, something happened. I don't know. But so yeah, we started doing this after we I had a
Like
YouTube
after.
channel
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we tried to start a podcast and it didn't go anywhere because we didn't
yeah.
do an episode 2, even
Yep.
though we faked a teaser for part 2 in episode
Very.
1.
We were thinking ahead, but so not at the same time.
Yeah. So we literally oh yeah, I was just checking the time. Very limited on time. But
Okay, yeah.
so yeah, we started this channel because we were like, well, what if we did like movie reviews instead of just games, just video game,
Yeah,
like
yeah. You
because
had a
yeah,
gaming channel beforehand.
yeah, and I don't really want to get
Dark,
into that
dark
because it's
times.
dark
They
times.
were dark times. They were very.
The dead speak. Brought transmissions of
A
Emperor
transmission.
Palpatine
Oh my gosh! Somehow.
intercepted.
So we started this this channel after a few like we went again like Timmy had a channel beforehand and I kind of was on it for a little bit and then we started
Yeah,
talking like during the pandemic like oh what if we just made a movie channel we review movies and talk about movies and stuff like that and then the channel was born and then as we explained this is where we're at now and
yeah,
so now we can get to like the I guess the main topic of this episode that we wanted to talk about, and that is summer movies, because
Yeah.
we're sort of like at the tail. Would you say that what would you say is like the end of summer? Because like I always because like as a kid I always like thought of the end of July as like the end of summer, because like
Oh,
August
me
is when
too.
school
Yeah.
started. But
That's how I was too.
like
But
now that we're like we've been out of school, like when would you say like the end of summer is?
like for me now, like being out of school like changed kind of a lot about how I thought about that, cuz like I don't have to dread school coming up in
Yeah.
August again. Um so I think like just whenever it stops feeling like summer, which is kind of like even into a little bit into September, like I would go as far as to say like it feels like the middle of summer right now, like it doesn't feel like the tail end at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, like that's we're definitely in the midst of
We're
summer
in the
and
middle of summer. Okay, so
the
I was
vibes are
only
immaculate.
yeah, I was only saying that because we're recording this like I don't know when this will go up, but we're recording this like at the end of July, or
Yeah.
yeah, like at the end of July, and so far, I mean, we're just gonna talk about summer movies in general, but so far, I mean, this has been a pretty good summer for movies, because I feel like last year I really can't remember what came out last year. And other than like Jurassic World Dominion, which I
Don't
did
want to
not
remember that.
enjoy,
Yeah.
I can't really remember what came out last year, but this year, like even like the start of May, we had like Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We had the Flash, which I watched recently, and oh boy, and we
Oh
had
gosh. I've heard some things
Spider
about that
Verse,
one.
Mission Impossible. Friggin', I had another one on my mind, but I lost it. Oh, Indiana Jones. Um,
Yeah, just we
Indiana
just reviewed
Jones,
that actually.
and now like we have like Barbie and Oppenheimer like competing
D-
together.
yeah,
Like
the matchup of a lifetime.
yeah, of the
Barbenheimer.
millennium.
Yeah,
Barbenheimer. We got to
made
review both of
history.
them just for
Yeah,
the meme. But
yeah.
yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good summer for movies, but
A lot of big name movies coming out.
yeah, absolutely. Because like again, I feel like when the pandemic started, we did it was just like with things getting delayed and canceled and pushed back, we lost like summer movies for a while. Because like
Yeah,
I can't really like 2020, 2021, and again 2022. I can't really. I mean, I'm probably missing stuff, but I can't remember a bunch of things that came out in the summer that I was like, oh, we got to go see that. Because like I mean, I really don't know, but this year has been pretty great. I've seen a lot of
yeah.
movies. I love going to the movies for like going to see a summer movie that's like
Me
packed and
too.
everyone's feeling it. It's like my favorite thing ever.
It's honestly a really fun experience. I really enjoy going to see like a movie I'm really excited about. And I kind of right now want to go see the new Mission Impossible, but
Oh, it's so
it's
good.
like I want to see it, but there's like I'm trying to think like in terms of which movies am I going to see having to like budget like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
which movies
yeah.
am I going to see cuz I want to see the Meg 2, but it's like I don't want to see only movies that are like have medium score, like medium like cuz I saw Indiana Jones and it's like that one was it was we liked it, but
Yeah,
it wasn't like incredible. It wasn't a phenomenal movie by any means. It was just like good. It was
yeah,
decent. Like I didn't hate it, but I enjoyed it. But it wasn't like this was like a historic movie like
yeah, yeah.
viewing. Like I feel like the last I'm trying to think. Even Mario wasn't even like that because
Yeah,
looking back,
it was just fun, but it wasn't like I don't know. It wasn't like the most mind blowing thing. It was just like it was the Mario movie. It was like a fun
yeah.
thing to see.
One thing I will say is, and we might have to do like a part two recording
Mhm.
for this because I have to leave in like very few minutes. But one thing I will say is, looking back, like on some of the recent movie reviews we've done in movies like I've seen in theaters, like I've seen this year Mario and Indiana Jones, both very mixed reception movies
Yeah,
where
yeah.
even looking back now, like, I liked them both when I watched them, like, immediately and then immediately after, but, like, the more I think about both, the more I'm like, "They're decent, but they're not I'm not, like, gonna rush to go see them again."
Yeah.
Like, just because Mario it's fun, but it's like forgettable. It feels like you're kind of watching
Yeah.
like a video game. It's like a video game
Which
cutscenes put
I guess
together on
I guess
YouTube.
that works for what it
I mean,
is, but like,
it makes more
but
sense for what it is, but like,
yeah.
and then Indiana Jones was just like probably. I mean, I don't know. It might be my least favorite Indiana Jones, even though I liked it still, and it's like it's good, and I'd rewatch it when I rewatch the series.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it or anything, but it's like I really want to see a movie that's like, wow, that was like incredible, and I
I
feel
think
like
you'd love Mission Impossible
yeah,
and
like
Across the Spider-Verse. I think you'd really love that too.
those are two movies that if I was to go to the theater, I'd see one of those two. And Mission Impossible, oh my gosh, all the stunts he almost died in
No, yeah,
are looking like that sounds incredible, and just
also
like the realism of like those are real things
yeah.
happening. It's not just
Yeah.
CGI.
And also, my highest praise in Mission Impossible of Dead Reckoning is that it's like for me personally, I mean I just like the movies, but it's like it's almost 3 hours long, and I did not feel the length at all. Like I
Oh
was
yeah,
fully like it like flew by, and it was just so much fun and engaging. I think like you said, if there's anything that like if you want to see like a really good summer movie, that's perfect. That's a great one.
I think I'm gonna try to see that one because I don't really like in terms of after the summer. Like I don't really know what all there's gonna be releasing that I'm gonna want to see. Like I
Yeah, me
can't think of
neither.
one thing besides, and I don't want to
Wait,
see this movie
what?
at all. But I know that Craven the Hunter's coming out, and I'm interested. I kind of hope it gets like
Dude.
10% on Rotten Tomatoes,
No,
just
I saw the
because
trailer
I'm
and
kind of.
it looks so lame.
It
Like
looks
I'm
it's
sorry.
like stupid, and you know what's okay, before let's stop after this talking about this movie because I gotta go, but
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
definitely do a part 2, which will just be the same video.
Yeah.
Um, but that okay, I watched that trailer. You know what's funny about that? It's so it looks so stupid with like when I saw the like his blood gets combined with a lion, I was like, okay, that's so stupid. It's like worse than Venom because at least like when Carnage did that, at least Carnage is like it's like a alien symbiote that symbiote whatever the frick that can like go it can combine with people's physical forms, so it makes more
Yeah.
sense. But like a lion, like what? That's so
Magic Lion, probably.
it's so stupid, and then, like, it is
He
kinda cool how
bites the
it's like
guy's nose off.
that's so dumb, but okay, it's the one thing I will say is it's kinda cool how they're trying to do, like he's not actually a hunter, he's trying to help the animals, so he's hunting the poachers. Because I thought, "Oh, it's so stupid that they're making him not a hunter," but I guess since he's hunting poachers and defending wildlife, it's not as corny as I thought it would be in that regard, but
Yeah.
and the rest of it just looks stupid. And it's like, you know what's so funny? Everyone when Venom and then Venom Let There Be Carnage and Morbius came out, everyone was like, "These are villains. These are brutal villains. Why aren't these rated R? Like, where's the
Yeah.
blood? Why are these so like tame?" And they cut away. There's no violence shown in these movies at all, except people getting thrown, and it's just not violent at all. And in this one, it's like the least violent out of those like killer monster movies. This guy's just a freaking hunter, and he's like ripping people apart in the trailer,
I
and it's like
know.
over the top gore. And I was just like, they're really thinking that they're gonna if this gets rated R, it's gonna be good when
That's
it's
what I'm
probably
saying.
it
I
looked
was just about to
forced.
say
It looked
that.
so,
Yeah,
I
no.
was like, this looks so like they're trying to like appease the people who were like, we want to see blood and guts when it's like
Yeah.
I just want a movie that doesn't like that isn't bad. Like
I
and
was literally gonna say people act like if Venom was rated R or Morbius was rated R, it would be like amazing, and it's like no, that just means that they could do like
yeah.
fake blood, like CGI blood splatter.
Yeah.
That doesn't like improve a movie at all.
It was jarring to see that trailer because I was like, oh, there's a little bit of blood. People are gonna like that. And I was like, oh, there's a lot of blood. People are gonna like that. People are gonna see that this is what they're trying to do. And it's just kind of funny. Like I don't have any desire to watch that movie.
Yeah, me neither.
Morbius was just Morbius has no merit. It's not like egregious. It just has no merit. Don't watch it. It's just not
Yeah,
great.
we watched it.
We watched it and it was terrible. And
Yeah, it's
like
awful.
it's not a joke how bad it is. And then
I kind of hated that whole meme where people were like, "Morbius is the best movie ever." Because like, what I hate about those memes where people like go, I don't even know if Morbius made a lot of money off of the meme of people being like, "It's
I
amazing,"
don't
but like, I
It
don't
didn't. I
know
don't
if
think
it
it did.
did. I don't think much good, but I also hate how people will sometimes that can happen where people like crowd out and see a movie because like it's like oh it's a masterpiece when it's actually really bad just for a meme. And like what I don't like about that is that it sometimes it can like drive attention from movies that like deserve like an
Yeah,
audience, and it's like okay we're all
people.
just acting like this movie that is actually
Yeah,
really bad is good just because funny.
yeah. And it's
I
not even
guess.
like an enjoyable movie. It's not even like oh the Meg or oh like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom where it's like there's some merit to it and it's just dumb. It's just like dumb in a way where it's just absolutely like
Just
painful to
dry.
watch.
Like
And
completely dry and painful.
it makes the movie industry more like a more of a cesspool of just like trying to pump out what makes money. And if a movie like that makes money, more movies like that are going to come out, and I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But let's pick this up another time because I do
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
go.
Okay, so we're
You
picking
could
up this thing, the rest of this episode now. We kind of had to stop recording for a little
no.
bit, but we're back. So you know the first conversation was cut off. But we're back with the rest of the episode right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, summer movies continued.
Part
Part
1.5.
two. You just briefly explained to me like before this that like you have like summer movies and TV episodes that have like a fun summer feel, and I want to
Yeah.
talk about those as well because I just off the top of my head I can think of a couple as well. But real quick, like I just want to like talk about just summer blockbusters in general for a second because like I remember like and I've been having a really good time this summer seeing movies because like I mentioned earlier, even like starting in May, like going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which by the way we gotta watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because it's like
We
I,
do.
I mean
Yeah.
I only saw it once, but it was I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And
I'm really looking forward to seeing that, and I think we should do a commentary for it for like my first
oh,
viewing
absolutely. That
because
would
I feel
be
like that would
a
be really
great
cool.
first time watching thing.
Yeah.
Um, very. I got pretty emotional watching it, but we can get into that in another in another episode.
Okay.
um,
In that
uh,
episode.
yeah, in that one, in the Guardians episode, the Guardians special, if you will.
Yeah.
I actually have my movie tickets on my Apple Wallet, so I can see what movies I've seen in the past couple
Yeah.
months. Um,
Nice.
Let's see. So yeah, like I've been having a really good time this summer seeing the movies, and I'm really happy that there's a lot of like blockbusters because like I said, there's Guardians and Spider-Verse, which I also really loved. That was such a great movie, and you know, even like
I
Indiana
need to see
Jones, and
it.
you really do. It's so good. I mean, I mentioned this to you like a week ago. Like I'd send you like a video. I could probably put the video up, maybe, but
Who knows?
maybe who knows, but I like sent you a video like raving about the first Spider Verse. Like you need to rewatch that and watch the
I
new one because
do.
the first one is incredible. Like it is
Oh my
such a great
gosh. It
movie.
really is. It's just like fallen into that state where like I of my like it's kind of gone to that it's like it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I you forget like how good it
Yeah,
is, and
yeah.
then you need to
Oh
be like reminded
no, I
like
guarantee you, if you were to rewatch it like now, you would love it. Like if it's incredible.
yeah.
And then see the new one, it's so good. And you
I'd
know,
like
even
to
with
own those.
there I though like Spider-Man movies are like nowadays like the only really like superhero movies that I go out of my way to get on Blu-ray. Like I don't know
Yeah.
why. I'm always like, oh, No Way Home. I mean, this was a while ago, but like No Way Home's out on Blu-ray. Got to go out to Target to get that. You know,
Yeah.
like. But otherwise, I'm like, I'll wait for Disney Plus or like or
Yeah.
whatever.
That's fair. I
Um,
mean, it's kind of cool having a collection. If you have
yeah,
like all the Spider-Man movies, like since you've already started been doing that, like it's cool to have like all of it, like a collection.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
cool. It looks cool.
Um, and you know, like what else have I seen? Like Indiana Jones and Mission Impossible. To or were also just a lot of fun to see. And like honestly, and it's kind of funny because the last time we got a Mission Impossible movie was 2018, and that was also when we got the last Spider-Verse movie. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like
Oh, it's
it's
all coming full
there's like
circle.
that correlation of like seeing both Mission Impossible and Spider-Verse. But the first
That's also the
Spider-Verse
last
was
time we got a Meg movie.
That's true. Wait, what? I feel like there has to be some other other sequel to something that we're getting. 2018 sequel.
Mario, no.
Yes, that's another one.
That's the last
What
time we got a Sony Spider. No, that's not true.
what else? Oh yeah, but I don't know. This summer kind of brought me back to like being excited to go see movies during the summer because like I
Yeah,
mentioned earlier in the episode, which again I'm saying like I mentioned earlier because like if I didn't, it would sound kind of like redundant. But again, we're recording this hours later.
yeah,
But yeah, my favorite. I love going to see a movie that people are excited about and that I'm excited about on like opening day, opening night, like with a crowd that's feeling it.
yeah.
I don't
I
know. It's
haven't
one of my
done that in
favorite.
a long time.
It's one of my favorite things to do. Like again, to bring up Spider Verse again, when me and Jonathan saw that opening day, the crowd was so into it, and it was so much fun. I just love that so much because like
I miss that. Yeah,
I miss like again just because like the pandemic like movie theater experiences kind of went down a little and then
yeah.
they've come back up but like I don't know like pre-pandemic like 2019 like I remember like summer
Endgame.
2019 like yeah no seriously like Endgame like I remember like and like Spider-Man Far From Home came out that summer too like I remember this is just like a random summer movie experience that I haven't forgotten. I remember um that I haven't forgotten that I didn't. So I don't know. Like how I say that. I didn't specify why. I just stated the fact that I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten this.
Yeah,
Was
I
it
haven't
like
forgotten
why?
this thing.
I just
That's
remember.
you stop, and
But I
I just have to
remember
take over.
I bought tickets for Spider-Man Far From Home on like opening day, and
Yeah,
I didn't have anyone to go with me, and I didn't have a ride either. And I remember my mom drove me to the theater whenever she was going to work, and she was like, and but the thing was, we go there, or we're like right in front of the theater, and I have like 2.5 hours before
yeah.
Spider-Man, or almost 2 hours, like maybe like an hour 50, close to 2 hours. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want to just sit in like there's the theater that I go to doesn't even really have a lobby. Like there's nowhere to sit. I'm just like standing there, and there's nothing
Sit on the
around in the
floor.
area. And I'm like, I don't want to just stand there. She's like, why don't you just see another movie? And I remember I saw like Toy Story 4 for the second time,
Oh,
and just to kill time, and then
yeah,
immediately walked into Spider-Man Far From Home and watched
dude,
it
the
for the first
double
time,
feature.
like the
Yeah,
double feature. And there's something about that, just like sporadically seeing a movie and like that and seeing Far From Home for the first time. Like I don't know, I love a good summer movie experience and just like I don't know, I just love the movies. I just really
yeah.
love going to the movies so
I
much.
really enjoy going to the movies. Like I feel like it's worth it if it's like a movie you actually care about or like want to see. Like I really enjoy going to the movies,
But
and
even if
I
like I've been trying to go like when it if it's something that I'm not really that thrilled about, like I was asked if I wanted to go see the new Disney Haunted Mansion movie,
oh my
and I don't
goodness,
care about that. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I get to go to the movies and like see
yeah,
a movie, so like I might go see that just because like
yeah.
you know
Well,
I'm going to the movies.
I'm sure it will be like a fun experience just because the movies are cool. Like it's seeing a movie in the theaters just elevates it to like it just makes it feel really cool and like
Yeah,
it's just such a cool experience. And now I
that's why streaming kind of. Oh wait, yeah, you go. Yeah, I
no,
was
no,
about to
you
get on
go.
the whole thing. Okay. Um,
I'll remember,
that
don't worry.
we interrupt each other a lot in these conversations. By the way, just in case that's gonna bother
Yeah.
anybody.
This is the
um,
real uncut.
this is the
Well,
real us.
this is the real us. We interrupt.
But that's why like streaming for movies kind of bums me out a little because like because like it can just kill like it has the potential to like honestly I don't think like a movie theater chains should be too worried, but it kind of bums me out whenever like I hear that a new release is coming out on streaming because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that could have been cool to see in theaters. Um,
It's just a missed opportunity.
yeah, but
But
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like a lot like there's no shortage of things in the theaters.
Yeah,
Like even though it's like a lot being released on streaming, like a lot of there's a lot of things being released in theaters still. And like even indie like low budget films, um still get theatrical releases. Like
Yeah,
A24 does a lot of cool
that's
things, and
true.
like just like I think that's cool. Like I've been wanting to get like into more like films like that I haven't heard of or that I have heard of but that aren't like your franchise films or
Yeah, yeah,
and I really enjoy like thrillers and like I want to say I would enjoy like certain horror movies but I don't enjoy a lot of like gore and
yeah.
like I don't
Yeah,
enjoy seeing brains get mashed.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's I don't know.
There's a
Like I'm not.
line. It depends on how it's done for me. If it's like done in a way that's more like the way I think about it is that there's like Scream and then there's like Saw. You know,
Oh,
like
Saw
Saw. I'm like,
is. I'm never watching Saw. I don't care. Like when I hear people say, "Oh, the first Saw, it's so good," I'm like, "What?" Like there must be a really great story if you can.
if
If
you're
you're like,
good,
"Oh yeah, oh he's gonna cut his leg off," like what?
yeah.
Like
Saw, the way that
it's
Saw
not
does
even like
it.
thrilling. It's not even like, "Oh my gosh, there's like uh a serial killer chasing this guy and he's hiding and I don't know it's like the thrill or there's not like oh there's an alien stalking these guys or there's a creature like it's not even like there's no suspense there's no like well I mean I
I
don't
mean,
know
there's
there probably
I
is I
haven't seen
haven't
them
seen
either. I
them but
assume there's
it's
suspense, but I know that it's just like the really weird, like the way that they go about like gore and dismemberment is like really interesting to say the least from what I know.
let's just say I'm not interested
Yeah, but
like
there's
it
that, and then there's like
there's
Scream, which Scream is like is bloody and gory, but like it's. I mean, I mean, like some of the later ones get kind of like pretty gory because each one is like, oh, this one has way more blood than the last.
yeah
but
I
I don't
don't
know.
understand like that but I don't know I like something that's gonna like make me think and like the fear of the unknown, kind of like the something that's more conceptually and more like that keeps things kind of in the dark, keeps things like out of sight more.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I
that's why I'm interested to see like I kind of want to see Skinamarink because it's like that gritty, like grainy footage analog, like
and wasn't it
horror
made
type
on a
thing.
pretty low budget?
Oh, like $10,000, and it was made based off of a short film that, the guy released on his YouTube channel, and I'm pretty sure what he did was he made, like, short, like, spooky films o for his YouTube channel based off, like, his nightmares, and so
Mm,
they'd be, like, really, like, strange and they're not, like I mean, I've done some research, they're not, like, gory, but they're that people are like they're terrified, like they're scary because it's just like it's so unconventional and so like there's so much unknown and like I think liminal spaces has to do with that. There's like I don't know, there's certain things that I just find cool about the like scary movies or just conceptually.
yeah,
Um but
conceptually interesting movies.
yeah,
But yeah, there's
I got us
like
off topic.
no, that's well, that's fine. We have like
That's the point.
a diverse podcast episode.
Yeah.
But with you bringing up like things that because this is also kind of off topic with you bringing up things like thrillers that leave you in the unknown and like mystery and stuff like that. It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me. Recently, I watched a TED talk with J.J. Abrams from like 15 years ago or something, where he was talking about the concepts of like the mystery box
Yeah.
and how like um like the idea the idea
Oh
of
no.
like what it is like he had like an actual box that he got from like a magic shop when he was a kid that he never opened and he was like the idea of what is in this box is way more interesting to me than anything that probably is in the box and
Yeah.
it just like the idea of mystery and I thought it was funny because watching it I was like this is literally like J.J. Abrams in a nutshell, like with Star Wars.
Yeah, well,
Like
it's
the
funny because
mystery of who
everyone's
Rey is way more
yeah,
interesting than who she actually is.
exactly. Well, it's funny because it's like, yes, that's very true, and, like, I'd say that's even profound in terms of storytelling because, like, there's like, when you don't know, like, when there's the unknown and you don't know the answer to the mystery, it gives you this more compelling feeling, even if the answer is, like, really cool and compelling still, like, the mystery itself is extremely, like can be really, like, captivating and, like, "Whoa, like, what is this?" But everyone points to that and go like after Star Wars and is like, that's the issue with the mystery box is we're not here to go, I wonder what this is. We're here to see a good story. So it's like it just depends on what you're trying to do. And since you brought up J.J. Abrams and we're talking about thrillers, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I mean, I told you I watched Cloverfield, right?
Yeah.
I watched Cloverfield, or I watched the sequel, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Did we talk about this?
No, we didn't talk about this. No.
I saw it like a month ago, a couple weeks ago. I because it was on YouTube for free with ads, and I was like, yes,
Yes.
heck yes. So, because I've been wanting to see it, I've heard it's really good, and it is. I mean, you know this, but I don't know if you have the same thoughts, but I'm guessing you do. It is. I think it's really good. Like I loved it.
I
I
really
loved
enjoyed it. I mean, I
the
haven't watched it in forever.
suspense.
Like, I think I watched it in 2017, 2018. Like, it's been a very long time since I watched it, but I remember really liking it.
The mystery and suspense, and I think it's a J.J. Abrams produced film or something, but like the suspense and the mystery just like unfolding of like, because it gets right into it within like 5 minutes. Like the girl's in this guy's basement. He's like, I saved you because the world is toxic up there. Not toxic as in like your ex-boyfriend, but toxic as in like the Russia or like Russia or Mars is dropped like bombs, and now the world is like there's chemicals, and if you go up there, you're gonna die and suffocate, and like so you don't know, is this guy crazy or is this guy like telling the truth? And he's kind of like keeping her captive down there, but he's also like quote unquote like keeping her safe and this other guy as well. And so the whole time, and like the whole time you're like trying to figure that out, and just it gave me like chills and like, but it wasn't like there wasn't like torture, like horrific, like I don't know, like it was thrilling. It was extremely thrilling, and I loved that. And then the one thing I will say is, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it a lot here, but kind of half spoilers. The ending feels like a different movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it. I thought it was really cool still. It just felt like a totally different movie. It felt like it came out of nowhere, but it kind of was set up with like her hearing sounds of, what's up there. It's just a really cool movie, and I enjoyed it, and I want to see more movies like that. That's really cool to me.
Let's see what IMDb like. You might like this. Let's see
Based
what they say.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
And then there was the Cloverfield Paradox, which I heard wasn't good.
It got really bad reviews.
Yeah, I remember also they dropped a trailer for it on during the Super Bowl whenever it came out, and then they were like, "The movie's out right now."
What?
Yeah, they I could be remembering that wrong, but for some reason I have a memory of them dropping the trailer during the Super Bowl and then being like, "Watch it right now! It's out on Netflix right now." Like I think that's what happened with that.
That's a weird,
marketing strategy.
Like it's out as soon as the trailer drops. Like that's, yeah. I heard it was disappointing, but
all I heard is that it was bad, and I don't even know why. I just heard that it was bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. You might also like The Cabin in the Woods, 28 Days Later, Annihilation, A Quiet Place. Never heard of that one. The Mist, 28 Weeks Later.
I've heard of
The Cloverfield Files. It Follows.
Cloverfield Files? What?
The Invisible Man, Split, Don't Breathe, Life, Zombieland, that's a comedy, The Descent, District 9, Prometheus,
District 9,
The Babadook, Us, Ex Machina.
The Cloverfield Files is a spin-off fan-made series by Ali Nourife Shar.
This is the plot description for it. A teenage YouTuber noticed strange events when his father leaves for work one morning and does not return for the night. His disappearance may have some connection with the company where he works, as well as the presence that soon appears where they live. Sounds great.
Sounds riveting. I've heard Annihilation's pretty good. I heard it's.
I remember hearing good things about that when it came out. Let's see.
But if you want, we could get back to
Yeah, summer movies.
summer
Yes.
movies instead of just any movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I just really love. I really love going to the movies and just summer movies in general. Just like I like big event movies, you know,
Like
and
Avengers Endgame.
yes, well,
Or
stuff
No
like
Way
that, like
Home.
Endgame, No Way Home. Like, I mean, Spider Verse was on a like lower scale, but just like I remember going to see Spider Verse like last month and seeing people dressed up as like Spider Man, like stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like same with No Way Home. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like people care about this.
Like everyone
And I
gets
remember,
hyped about it, yeah.
and I remember like when me and Jonathan saw No Way Home, which isn't a summer movie, but just like the same thing goes for
It's a
like
winter
event
movie.
movies. I remember me and him when we saw it opening night, and it was great, and we were leaving the theater and we were getting drinks just for the car ride home, and we're in line, and there's this guy standing behind us who was going into a movie or to see No Way Home, and
Yeah.
he sees this group of people that are probably like me and Jonathan's age, our age,
Oh my
and
goodness.
the group of people walk out, and the guy looks at them and he goes, "Was it awesome?" And then everybody was like, "Dude, it was so great. It was so freaking cool." And what I love about like event movies and just like movies in general is that like on that degree is like the sense of like unity where like a complete
Yeah.
stranger just looked at people coming out of the theater and was like, "Was it awesome?" And the people were like, "Dude, it was
They
great. You're gonna love
immediately
it."
like were like, "Yeah, I got you, bro. It was great."
Like I don't
That's
know,
so
just like
cool.
that sense of unity. Like it's another thing. Like that was like 2 years ago, and like that, which is weird to think that No Way Home came out. Like I mean, not full 2 years, but like
That
2021,
is
2 years
really
ago.
strange,
That's
yeah.
super weird. But yeah, I'm just like even almost 2 years later, I still think about that. Like that's really cool. That like it was such a small moment, but the fact that like people were like hyped at the same time and just being cool to each other. I don't know, it was cool. But yeah, I really love like going to see like movies in the summer, and I feel like this summer kind of brought back like and there's a lot of things releasing now that kind of brought back the oh we should go see this, and I'm
Yeah.
really happy about that.
Yeah, I'm happy about that too. I remember looking at this summer, like the lineup for like the next few months, and I was like, "This is going to be a good year for movies, like, or at least an eventful year. Like, there's a lot coming
Yeah,
out that is probably going to be good."
we got the Meg
And
2.
the Meg
Like
2 is like the
I'm
ultimate
so,
summer movie. Like,
I'm
it's
so excited
crazy,
for
over the
that.
top action, fun. Like, it's at the beach. It's in the water. Like, it's in the water.
It's in the water, guys.
It's yeah. Oh my gosh. I saw I'm trying to think of how to say this for like the viewer's sake, not knowing my life. Okay,
Yeah.
so me and my current wife.
Current wife.
Well, that sounds bad. No,
Me and my
I'm saying
current wife.
current as because she was my girlfriend at the time of what I'm
Yeah.
about to say.
Me and my
My
now wife.
me and my now wife,
Yeah.
back when we were dating,
Mhm.
um, we went and saw A Quiet Place Part 2, and it was a summer movie, I think, or
Was it? Hold on.
let's look
Let
this
me
up.
look it up.
Middle of the
IMDb.
year, Quiet
I think that was a summer movie.
Place 2.
It did not come out in 2020, did it? May
It was
28th. Yeah,
2021.
May 28th.
Oh
I would
yeah,
say
May
like
28th. That's
end
easily
of May.
summer.
That's summer. Yeah.
May is, yeah, beginning of summer. So we went and saw that. We watched A Quiet Place Part 1, like the first one. Um, we watched it like right before we went to see it. Like not right like the day of, but like
Yeah,
a
in
week or
close
two,
succession.
a few, I don't know, probably a few days before. And so we saw that, and then we were like really excited, and we went and saw the second one. It was really great. Like
And
it was
yeah,
really
really great movie.
like very thrilling. There was a lot of
You
action, but it's very
you
like,
bought those movies for me
yes, I bought
for my
Matthew.
birthday.
He hadn't seen them, and I was like, "You have to see these, trust me." And
Yeah,
he
I
enjoyed them.
love
I
them.
take it,
I
yeah.
love
Like
them. Yeah.
they're great. They're like they're really heartfelt and really like. There's a lot of really cool ideas, but also just cool characters and like good characters in a scary movie. Good execution in terms of like
Of a
thrills and like
concept as
yeah. Oh my
well.
gosh,
Yeah.
yeah. I really like I want to watch those movies again. I really maybe I'll instead
Yeah,
I'll
it's
just
been a
get off and
while.
watch them right now.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go watch a quiet place.
Bye. You can finish this podcast by yourself.
Just talk to myself. Another thing I like about what's another thing I like about summer movies? Just like quietly like talking to myself.
Do you want to? I want to bring up something that is kind of an interesting thing.
Well, what are
But
we gonna say about Quiet Place?
oh, I was just gonna say
Oh,
it
that you
was a
saw
cool,
it?
like, yeah, it was great. Like,
I saw that movie.
yeah, I mean, they were really good.
Yeah,
And they came
I
out in
couldn't. I mean, I'm glad that
summer. Yeah.
I watched them like on my phone because I could not do that in theaters. I could not like
Why?
no because like because like the tension
Oh my gosh, yeah.
is so like
Prevalent, yeah.
is so prevalent and so strong that like whenever I was watching it, I would like in certain scenes, you know, it gets you literally like pinned up against your chair when you're watching it for the first time, like
Yeah.
like it
I
gets
love
you
that.
like that. And because, no, and I love that, but because it's so quiet and like it's quiet, so if you make any noise, everybody's gonna
Yes,
hear
very
it.
quiet.
And not that I'm the kind of person who like screams at like a jump scare, but like you know, it's like it's quiet. You can't make any
Yeah.
noise. Like I could not do it in
Oh
a
my
theater. I
gosh.
could not watch that in a theater just
Yeah.
for the fear of like embarrassing myself.
The fear of just being like, it's like all quiet. They're like signaling, and then something jumps out. You're like,
No, literally, I fear that's like like it'll be like the first time I ever audibly like shriek. In a
yeah,
movie. Like not even because it's horrifying, but just because, like the scene wherever like in the second one where the son like gets his foot in the bear trap. Like like oh my gosh, in the theater I would have been like,
you're
oh
just
my
audibly
gosh.
like, oh.
Literally, I would have been screaming. I mean, not really, but I would have been
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, I couldn't."
You
I mean,
can
I
feel
could.
the pain.
I do
Oh
it,
my
but
gosh,
yeah,
that scene, and it's not even like it's spooky, like dark,
it's just
scary. It's just
pain.
like like the horror of like this kid just stepped in a bear trap and screams because like yeah,
Like,
duh.
what else do you do? Like,
And
I would
then
just be like,
these
"Frick it,
monsters are
kill me."
coming, and then what even doesn't the mom like start shooting at them, and then no,
I
the guy
think that
starts sniping
yeah,
them.
the
Oh my
guys,
gosh,
yeah,
those
yeah,
such good movies.
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Watch Quiet Place Part One
watch
and Two.
them.
Um,
But yeah, you were saying you wanted to bring something up.
so we did, me and Matthew back in 2021 did Gravity Falls
Oh
commentaries
yeah, yeah,
that
we can talk
never
about that.
have
They
seen the
never
light of
saw the light of
day,
day,
and
and
maybe they will one day.
we started them in like October 2020.
Yes, we started in October of 2020
Mm-hmm.
and finished in like August or
August or
September of
September.
2021.
Yeah,
So over the course of almost a year, we were doing Gravity Falls commentaries, and we had this one particular recording session where
yeah.
we like we started at like 11 o'clock or 11:30 or something and went off the rails. And
Yeah,
like at midnight it was like my birthday, and
yeah, yeah.
so in the like I'll listen to the recording, and we're like in like another, just we're in
Another
like
dimension.
we're, we're like absolutely like crazy, like delirious, like making like tons of jokes, like
It's really
laughing at
weird listening to
everything.
that because
It's
like
funny, but
it's really
strange.
funny, but
Yeah.
it's really weird listening to it now because like it's like the scene in Endgame wherever like smart Hulk sees past Hulk like destroying a car and he's like
Yeah.
it's like that
It's
like it
yeah, it's
feels
kind of like
weirdly
that.
beyond like where we like how we watch and talk about and joke about stuff now because we're just like what the
Yeah.
heck, oh my gosh, it's your
Oh.
birthday, and it's like really weird but really
Poor
funny at the
Dipper
same time.
freaking sucks. Poor Dipper felt like a straw. Like it was just like so many different like it was so fun, and it's fun to listen back, but we were like, I don't know what happened, but
I
we
don't know
were
what happened
something
either.
else. Like we were on something. Not actually, but like we were crazy that night.
Yeah,
And so
it's yeah.
there was okay, so it wasn't even that recording session, but like we recorded a couple days later where we recorded like the last 4 or 5 episodes of season one. And when we get to the episode The Deep End, where
Mm.
they're at the pool
Oh
and
yeah,
everything,
yeah,
we
yeah.
like we like make some jokes, and then we start talking about like summer experiences at the pool, and we spend like the entire episode talking about like my
Yeah, I
lifeguarding
remember that.
experiences, which probably both of them would have to be cut out of the video just because there were some weird things that happened at that pool.
Oh
Not
yeah.
not really involved with me, but that I witnessed.
Yeah.
Well, one of them was a story we could that you could leave in, but the other was just strange, to say the least. But just pool experiences, and then you talking about your pool experiences with like putting like ices in the spitting them into the
Yeah,
pool.
yeah. I
And so we
remember. Wait, just for context, I remember like whenever I was a kid, we used to. It was like thinking back to like just summer in general. Like when you were a kid, summer was always like the coolest thing because again, you got like 2 months or a gracious month and a half off school.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, 2 months, and it's funny because now it's kind of funny how like like when you're an adult, like your perception of time changes so much to where like like uh for example, when I was a kid in like October, I would say I want something, and then my parents would be like, oh, like just ask for it for Christmas or something, and I'd be like, Christmas is like 2 months away. But like now, I'm like, oh, Christmas is 2 months away. I got to start Christmas shopping right now on October
Yeah.
28th. like,
Yeah.
it's funny
You
how
gotta
our
plan ahead
perception of
now.
time has changed to where like 2 months is like nothing now. I mean, depending on what's going on, but like in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, oh, 2 months not that bad. But
Yeah.
but 2 months off school back then when you were a kid was like the most insane thing, and I loved going to the movies when I was a kid as well. But
Yeah.
what I wanted to give context to is like during the summer when I was a kid, we used to live in like a neighborhood with like a community pool.
Yeah.
And we would drive to like this would be like early in the morning. We'd like drive to the gas station or to a gas station and get ices, and just go swimming for the day. And our neighborhood was kind of, or our area of the neighborhood was kind of quiet, so it was often just us there, which is kind of cool. And I remember like I would like me and my brother would like take a sip of this is I feel so bad for anyone who had to clean that pool. We would take a sip of our ices, jump in the pool, and like spit them out, and they would look like mist of like
Yeah.
colors, and it'd be like, wow, like, look at that.
Wow.
It's
We're
crazy.
polluting the pool.
No, literally, we're making this a nightmare for anyone who has to clean this. But yeah, that's the context for that.
Yeah.
I continue.
Yeah, so that personally, like, that's a funny story, and like we both told like funny summer stories about like being at the pool, and so it like that specific episode, and then those stories are all like tied to summer, as if like I don't know, they're tied to summer for me, when in reality, like I hadn't even watched Gravity Falls when those stories took place. But now,
Yeah,
like whenever I think of it, I think of that episode because I've listened to that recording because it's just fun. Like it's interesting to hear what we had to say and like what
yeah,
we were just talking about. And so like that episode is just like it's a fun episode of Gravity Falls where it's like it's kind of a like one like not one and done, but what's like
oh yeah,
a
it's kind of like a
one-off
one-off.
episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's not connected to a bigger plot really. It's just like a fun summer episode. And then what okay, what I was gonna say is relating back to kind of like horror movies and stuff.
Hmm.
For me, so I love like in theory, like the vibe and like the kind of the idea of like a summer camp movies where everyone's at summer camp and there's a big lake and
Yeah, for like
everything.
Friday the
Yeah,
13th.
well, okay, yeah, that's where I'm going. Is Friday the
Yeah, yeah.
13th. I've never seen any of them, but it's like the
There's like
idea
20 of them for no reason.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Going down the rabbit hole of like looking through like there's like a famous horror movie franchise and you look and there's like 10 movies and you're like, why? Like what do you have to what stories do you have to tell with these serial killers killing people again and again, but in like stupid ways. But so like in theory the idea of that, like, oh, a serial killer is hunting down um people and it's kind of spooky, but it's on a lake like at a summer camp and all the counselors have to like try to survive. Like that sounds cool, but then like finding out, oh, Friday the 13th is like one of the most violent horror movies like ever, where they literally show like so much gore. I just feel like I don't really have a desire to see it because it's just like I feel like it would sour the experience of just like, oh, that's like I just don't like a ton of gore. Like I'm okay with like hard hitting violence. Like I like the John Wick movies. I really like those. But like they're not super gory. They're more just like there's sometimes like intense violence and then a lot of it's just like someone gets shot, another person gets shot, and it's like not super gory or whatever. But
Yeah.
like just seeing like oh he's killing this person. Oh, there's just an abnormal amount of blood and then it's showing the inside of their brain. Like I don't really want to see that. But so the funniest part about that is my memory. Like I have a kind of like nostalgia for that type of movie, but it's not from Friday the 13th because I never saw that. It's
Yeah.
from get this. It's from and I wrote this down immediately when we talked about summertime movies. It's not
Uh-huh.
even a movie. It's from an episode of Psych that parodies Friday the 13th called Tuesday the 17th. And it's where Sean and Gus, and by the way,
Oh
Psych
my gosh.
is probably my favorite show.
That's a really good
Psych,
show.
Psych, Stranger Things, and The Office like might be my top three
Yeah,
shows.
I was gonna say what a top 3.
Yeah, the Three Titans. But Psych is an awesome show for any of y'all who
Yeah,
don't know. So
great
it's
show.
this episode where like Sean and Gus they go to this summer camp before it opens, like Friday the 13th. Where it's reopening where they went there when they were kids or whatever and it closed down and then these people are trying to reopen it and like it's like a few weeks before it opens and they go there and like it's like I guess Friday the 13th where they suddenly like this masked killer he's got like a bag over his head or something he like starts like taking people out but it's like it's got the charm and the laughs and the the funny characters of Sean and Gus and so it makes it more like fun I
Of a
guess I feel like
lighthearted
and it's
thing.
not it's like it's kind of dark and it's violent but it's not like it's not like extremely gory. It's just kind of like normal psych stuff. So it's a really fun watch because it's like the like thrills and the like kind of scary. It's like a scary movie, but like kind of compressed down into like a fun episode of a serialized detective show where they get into antics and like Gus will like see something scary and he has this funny thing where he does this scream where he'll see something and he'll scream like a girl, he'll go, ah! And then it like cuts to the commercial break or what would be the commercial break. And so I just remember there's a part where they find like a dead guy in the laundry machine or in like the dryer or something. And it's not actually it's not that scary, but it's kind of like watching a scary movie without there being like nudity and like gore in it.
Isn't that kind of weird how like scary movies like have like that side to them where it's like violence and also nudity. Like that's kind
It's
of
like
weird.
why? Yeah, why is that a
It's kind of
thing?
weird. I don't know why. Like that's kind of. I mean. Well, no, I feel like some scary movies still do that now, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting because there's different types of scary movies that come out and like I don't thinking about that. That is really weird.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
like
weird that that
I'm
became a
really
thing
thinking about the
starting with like
concept.
Halloween, I think.
Yeah,
Cuz like
like just thinking about that concept.
I know like things about these movies, but I don't really like I don't they're not like I'm not like, "Oh, I need to see Halloween or Friday the 13th," like, and all the 78 sequels, like, I don't really have a desire to watch that, but, like, it's interesting that, like, the choices that were made where it's like well, I think it's because they can also make them for so cheap, where it's like, let's make
Yeah,
another, like, movie for $1,000,000, it's gonna make $200,000,000. That's kinda the idea of, like, horror movies, because like, you can make them for so cheap that and you can
I mean
lots of
that's how
people will go
they.
see them.
Yeah, that's kind of how they got people back then because like the like early 80s to like probably like most of the 90s were like the perfect time to make like mindless sequels to like summer horror movies like Friday the 13th and stuff like
Yeah.
that because like it would be just like a sort of like a throwaway like teenagers in like the 80s and 90s would go like, oh, do you want to, there's a new Friday the 13th, you want to go see that? And then like it
Yeah.
would just that's how they made the money and like
Yeah.
people would go see them in the summer And like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to think that like before, like I kind of wish that like we still had this now, but before, like the the internet and like things stuff like that was like really mainstream and just as advanced as it is now, like you had people who would complain about your movie, but like nowadays if there was like a certain degree of like instant criticism towards like a movie getting a sequel, they just wouldn't make the movie. But like Friday
Oh,
the 13th has, let's see, has one, two, three,
it's
four,
got I think
five,
11
six,
movies
7, 8,
or
9,
13 or something.
9. What? Yeah, 9. What?
And then there's a
Oh, and then
remake, I
there's
think.
remakes. Yeah, yeah. But 9. This one doesn't really look official. What?
What is it
Oh,
called?
the poster didn't look official. It's Friday the 13th: A New Beginning. The poster looked fake, but it's
Yeah.
real. But there's
Well, it's just
9
because they're so
movies.
crappy.
Yeah.
Look at all the Rotten Tomatoes. Like, go on Rotten Tomatoes and look at the Friday the 13th, all the scores. None of them are good. Like, none of them are even. And you
Yeah, it
think, oh,
doesn't
they're so iconic,
the
right?
first one isn't like
It's like got a
even
60 or something. And then the second
what you
one's like
like
a
sure
30.
passable,
They
and
get
then
down to
like
like 10, 11. Like, they get down to in like under 20, like a lot of them. And it's just like, why? Like, how is that? It's crazy that that was such a big thing. And like, just thinking about what it is,
a
like,
big marketable franchise back then that has 9 movies
yeah,
in the main series before getting like a reboot like that or a remake. Like that's crazy. And
yeah.
like, but anyways, like I was saying, like it's crazy that like before like the internet, before like Twitter and literally anything, like they would just make mindless sequels and like recast actors and at playing different characters.
But when they
And
didn't care about
but like
continuity,
that's so unheard of now. Like think of Back to the Future 2 recasting Jennifer. That would
yeah.
never happen now. Or
Oh,
like
yeah.
like like stuff like recasting and just like making, I mean
It
not
gets
that, not
criticized
with Friday the
heavily.
13th mainly and stuff like that, and like Nightmare on Elm Street, they get like mindless sequels with like only, or got mindless sequels with only like a few of them. Like some people will be like, oh, the third one's good or this one's not good, but they got mindless sequels nonetheless. But like in an age where like that was like passable, but now like there's no way a movie would get 9 sequels now. Like just
No movie
think
gets,
about
even Harry
any
Potter didn't
movie.
get to that. Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, Harry Potter is based off like a book. This Friday the 13th was just like there was just a thing. It was like
Yeah.
an anomaly
It
that
was it
happened.
was a movie someone came up with literally for the sake of like, I know that this is going to be profitable. Also, I have to pee real quick, so I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Yeah. It's weird thinking about like how movies like Friday the 13th had 9 sequels by the time we reached the year 2001, and how like nothing gets anything. Like
Oh, no.
you're lucky if like you're either a horror or like a comedy, like or thriller, whatever. If you're lucky if that gets a sequel, you're
Yeah.
extremely lucky if it gets a trilogy. But like
Yeah.
there's no way anything nowadays would get 9 sequels. And it's just weird that like I don't think anything's coming out now in with movies or in movies that like has that level of like market ability, like or marketing ability, to where like you see the mask and oh, it's Jason. But
Yeah.
like I don't think anything's coming out nowadays that's like that, and that's really weird.
Indiana Jones, the hat, the whip.
No, but I mean like now, like even then that was like that it came out in the 80s.
No, but like the
Like
new one.
well no, I
Oh, you're
mean like
talking about like, oh, you're
we're not
talking
getting,
like originally
yeah, yeah,
now.
we're not getting any
Oh,
new
nothing.
characters now. Nothing, not even
Marvel's
like
dead.
yeah, but even then, that's based off stuff from a while ago from comic books. Like, I don't think we've gotten anything. Like, it kind of reminds me of like how I genuinely don't believe we'll get another. Like, I feel like the last classic Christmas movie that we got was Elf. I don't think we've gotten like. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think we've gotten like a really like widely regarded by a lot of people as a classic since Elf, like a Christmas movie since
It's
Elf.
that's strange because it's like I don't like there's not a lot of new Christmas movies that you can really think of. Like, no one watches a lot of the new ones. All the classics are like the newest ones, Elf, like you said, and a lot like there's Home Alone. You got your Charlie Brown, White Christmas, your Miracle on 34th Street, and then like a bunch of ones from the 90s and 2000s, and like there's not a whole lot of. It's almost like there's not a lot of iconic stuff originating from our time
Yeah.
period. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Like even
Well,
like
I think
Christmas
that's
movies that
not
come out.
true,
Well, it's that's not
but
necessarily
it's
true, but I feel like we haven't like with like you don't really get like I like movies now, like a lot of movies nowadays that are like at least with Christmas movies, which again off topic from summer movies, but like
a little
you
bit.
we don't really like for I remember seeing like a thing for that like Christmas musical with like Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds or something. But even then, nobody I doubt anybody's gonna be watching that every year. You know?
Like I haven't
Like
heard anything about it since then.
I mean, there's the Polar Express came after Elf. I think it was like 2004, maybe. That, but even then, there's some people that like not all people watch that every year.
It's
You know, like that.
iconic, but it's still old. Like
Yeah, like, oh, that's weird to think 2004 is like old. That's so weird.
oh well,
Oh
I mean,
no.
realistically, like
I
wait,
mean, yeah.
speaking of speaking of wait, let me look something up just to make sure I can say speaking of
Speaking of 2004,
speaking of 2004 and or one of the years around it. No, sorry, speaking of 2002,
ah,
Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch summer movie. Let's talk
It is
about
a
that.
summer movie. Lilo and Stitch
I
is
love
like
Lilo and
such
Stitch.
a good summer movie, dude. Like Lilo and Stitch is a beautifully animated, beautifully like the storytelling. Like
Oh,
it's a great movie. Like it's just great. Like
yeah.
it's
The
got the summer vibes.
I
It's
love the
got heart. Like
the
it's good.
backgrounds in Lilo and Stitch, how they're all like watercolors. If you look at like
Yeah.
if you look at the like the background of Hawaii in the back in the movie, like just look up like just look up like a screenshot of Lilo and Stitch and just look at the background and look how like nice it looks.
Let me do
Like
that.
it looks really nice, which has me. I mean, I'm kind of past a point where I get actively upset about the live action remakes, but like the
Oh
Lilo
my
and Stitch one is one
gosh.
that like you know, I mean, like
It's not gonna be like
it's not gonna be good.
justified.
It's gonna be
Well, none of them are
horrifying.
good. Most of the live action remakes are like not that good.
You
They're
know what
most of them
they,
are not good. Yeah, they're not good.
you know what they should have done? Because Disney, I feel like what they should have done with their live action remakes instead of doing stuff like, because we got like Jungle Book and then we got Beauty and the Beast. I think was the next one. I think. Oh no, we got Cinderella, which I haven't seen.
I haven't seen
Uh,
it either. I think
and
no
then
one
we
talked about that one.
and then we got Jungle Book, and then I think Beauty and the Beast came after, and then what else? And then there was another one like Aladdin, and then I feel like I'm missing one. Like I was gonna say Little Mermaid, but like aside from that, I feel like I'm missing one. Whatever. We got live action remakes of Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and Aladdin. And I feel like what Disney should have done for their live action remakes is remake movies from the early 2000s that didn't do good in the box office
Yeah,
so that they can basically give those stories another chance. Like they should have redone Treasure Planet. They should have redone Atlantis. Like they should have done that stuff so they
well,
could
that makes
have
more
like
sense.
yeah, because like also it's not like it doesn't limit itself to just musical. It's just
Yeah,
like it can be like a cool. I mean, either way, like it would probably. I feel like if in 2017 when they did Beauty and the Beast or was that I think that was 2017. Whenever they did that, if they did like Atlantis back then, whenever the live action, there was like people were kind of after the Jungle Book and people were kind of down for that. If people were still kind of open for live action remakes, then like Treasure Planet or Atlantis would have been perfect for them to do.
oh yeah, and those stories could have seen like better audiences and better light. Like they could have been received better, maybe. Like
Yeah.
still had a chance, but it's like they didn't do the live action remakes for artistic purposes at all. They did them for
No,
money,
it's only for
and
money.
that's literally everyone
Lion
knows
King.
that.
Lion King's the
Lion
other one.
King,
How did I
there's
forget
no
about that?
artistic integrity in that movie at all because it's just the same movie but
You
less
when you
good because
rewatch
it's
the
CG, just
original, it's
blinded by
like
CGI.
when you rewatch the original, like the song sequences, they pop and they're all so much fun. Like I just can't wait to be king with all the colors and the animals. Like it's a lot of fun. It's a fun sequence. And then in the live action remake, not even live action, in the CGI remake, it's like
Yeah.
it's just like boring. Honestly, the best part about the CGI remake of Lion King was just hearing the songs in the theater again, or not even again because I didn't see
Yeah.
Lion King in the theaters, but just hearing the songs in the theater. But
I
even
saw that
then,
movie in theaters. I don't know
yeah,
why.
I did too, and I don't. I mean, it was again, it was mainly just because of the music. But even then, there were some songs that were like butchered.
Oh yeah.
Be
Be
prepared.
prepared
Yeah.
was just dunked on. It was just taking a dump on. And the reason I watched it was because the trail I hadn't seen that movie in a while, the original, and I loved it as a kid, and it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing the trailer for the live action one, and some of the live action ones at that point had been like good. They hadn't really fallen completely down the drain yet, like they are now. But
Yeah.
I remember at the end, like all the music like building up, like the da, da, da,
Yeah,
da. I was
yeah.
like, I got emotional and like got goosebumps, and then at the end it did. It was like da, 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 da,
Yes.
da,
Dun,
da,
dun,
da,
dun,
da,
dun, dun,
da,
dun. Oh
da,
my
da,
gosh. I
da,
listened to that
da, da, da,
on the
da,
original
da,
soundtrack
da, da, da,
sometimes.
da,
Oh
da,
my
da, da. And
gosh.
so that all that music, I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that movie. I gotta go see the new one. And it's just, it was fine. I mean,
I love that instant. I gotta go see the new one. It was fine, just like
I mean, it
that.
wasn't.
Literally is how it felt. Because I remember I remember being. It's kind of weird that I was excited to see the new one because like I
Yeah,
ultimately didn't care, but like I was like excited. I don't
yeah,
know. Again, that just like it that kind of goes back to like pre 2020, like people kind of crowding out to see the Lion King.
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of I don't know.
People
It's
like would go see a lot of movies. Cats had viewers, if that
oh
says
my
anything
gosh,
to you.
that's so weird. I completely forgot that movie existed for a second.
I kind of don't want to. Maybe let's not talk about cats.
Yeah, let's change subjects.
Okay, well, actually, no. Actually, no. Let's. I have a story about cats. I never saw it.
um, real quick, I just want to say because I real quickly went on Apple Music and played part uh of the soundtrack of The Lion King. That dun 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 dun, dun and dude, that
It's
song.
so good.
It's so good. Anyways,
That movie is so good, dude. The
such a good
original.
movie.
But I will say this has to do with cats and the Lion King. So,
Yeah.
when we went to see Lion King, me and some friends, and Landon was there, who you guys don't know, but our friend Landon.
Hi,
He
Landon.
went to high school with us.
I don't think you're watching
Hi,
this, but hi,
Landon. You're
Landon.
probably not watching this, but if you are, you remember this story. So, so we were like already like during the trailers, Lion King. Me and him were like already goofy. We were in goofy mode.
I love
Um,
that. Like going to see a movie with a friend, and you're kind of
with
like
the voice.
you're being quiet, but you're like what the heck is that? Like,
Yeah, what the freak is this? So literally, we were watching the trailers, and this trailer comes on, and
yeah.
I want to say I feel like I feel violated.
I was gonna say violated. Yeah.
I did not give consent for this trailer to be played in my
Yeah.
presence,
It's a
and
horrifying trailer.
so we're watching we're watching this trailer. We're watching trailers in the theater. This trailer comes on, just stuff's happening. We don't know what it is, and then it's the movie Cats, based off the musical, hit musical,
Mhm.
and we see these uh, demonic possessed
And monstrosities.
monstrosities of the uncanny valley. We see the cats people on screen, me and Landon,
Yeah.
and instantly we see them and we look at each other and go, look, dude, furries. And then we start dying. Like, bro, furries.
Furries. Oh
And
my
then,
gosh. That's basically like what the online reaction was too. It's like furries.
oh my gosh, they made a furry movie. They made a movie for all the furries to come.
Oh
Oh, and
my
I heard like
gosh.
I haven't seen it. I never will.
Yeah.
I think it would be like sacrilegious to like not for me. Like I
Sacrilegious.
think just for me myself, that's my personal view. Is
Yeah.
if I watched, I think it'd be sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Um, but I've listened to some and watched some like reviews on YouTube, and I think from
With a
what I've
blindfold because
gathered,
you don't want to see any potential
oh yeah,
clips that they
dear
use.
Lord, please no. From what I've heard, there's some kinky
Yeah,
type
it's really
sensual
weird.
cat
Really,
furry
really weird.
stuff going on, and I don't. Yeah, let's move
No,
on.
I remember there were
No,
like
we don't have to.
there were like articles about that, like specifically. I remember hearing about that being like, why is it like why did they do that?
Why did they make it like that? There's some weird things being expressed in that movie. If you say something, I've been
You're
directing the
just you
podcast.
have to like wipe your mind of cats. Like
Oh
in the
my
meantime, like
gosh.
I gotta go like wipe my brain real quick.
Yeah. I'm just
Um,
gonna go erase my memory.
but yeah, summer 2019 kind of kind of just thinking about like The Lion King and stuff like that, and Endgame and all that. It like I mean we were still uh in high school at that time, and it was kind of in that sweet spot where like summer vacation was still a thing. So like
Yeah.
you were off of school and you went along with other things, you went to the movies and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That was just like something that you did.
It's one of those things
And
where they're all associated memories that are just all fun and like yeah.
I remember like there are certain things that like there are certain movies or even it's kind of weird. Like I associate certain movies or certain like shots of movies with like the summer, just like for example, a movie that we watched on this channel, like Recess School's Out even.
Yeah.
Like that
Oh,
weirdly enough,
dude.
that has such a bittersweet feeling because like it's a summer movie. Funnily enough, it was released in February of 2001 instead of like May or June. I don't
Oh
know
my
why.
gosh.
I,
What?
I don't know what Disney was thinking with that one,
Well, I
but
mean,
but
yeah.
but I mean I don't know. But yeah, it has like that's such a bittersweet movie for me because like again like I mean I feel like with me I'm a very like sentimental person for like things like that, and like
Yeah,
there's something about
same.
Recess School's Out that like if I'm in the right mood can get me to tear up for absolutely no reason because like
Yeah,
it has to do with like friends and like having fun summer
summer.
memories, and there's a
Yeah,
scene in
that's
the
a
movie
big emotional
there's a
thing.
scene in the movie where like they're all like the kids are. If you haven't seen Recess School's Out, well, if you have Disney Plus, I recommend watching Recess because that show is fantastic for what it is, and like such a great cartoon that to just like watch. Like if you're looking for just a fun little episodic cartoon that you can just
Yeah,
turn on and get sucked into, I highly recommend Recess. But the cartoon in the cartoon, it's a friend group, and there's one kid who, in the pilot episode, he moves to the neighborhood, and he's the new kid, and it's set up that because like his parents or his father's in the military, so it's set up like he's moved schools too many times and he hasn't kept any friends. And in the movie, it's
oh,
like
I know what you're talking
it's
about.
legitimately like sad. He's like they're in a tree house,
And
and
I'll
then they're
never have
talking
any of those
that
memories.
they're talking about fun
Dude, this is
summer memories, and then with Gretchen is like, "Oh, too bad these days are numbered." And then they're like, "Hey, remember when we went to go catch minnows in the pond?" And then the kid starts crying, and he's like, "I'll never have any of those memories," and it's really sad. It's like really sad, and
yeah.
I don't know, like there's something about like summer and summer movies that
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's a
Yeah.
powerful emotion.
It is because it's like the idea of like having those summer memories with your friends doing fun stuff. And like I wish that I it's like it makes me wish that I had done more.
Yeah,
And like
same. Yeah, it's
those
funny
and
when
it
you watch Recess School's Out and you're like, I wish I did more.
I wish I did more as a kid in the summer. But it's funny that you say that because it's when you brought up like doing like talking about summer movies, you know what's funny? The
Mm.
first place my mind went was Recess School's Out. And guess what movie I have also not seen ever?
Recess
Recess
School's
School's Out. Guess where I
Oh my
found
gosh.
out that's where I have that feeling and those emotions from. The
Recess School's
commentary.
Out. Yeah, commentary.
Y'all's 10-minute commentary that
Oh my
I'm pretty
gosh.
sure I've only actually watched it once. I've listened. Okay, I at work I wear headphones and listen to podcasts and stuff and music, and I listen to some of our videos sometimes. I know it's weird, but it's funny. It's like haha. There's some interesting or funny things that we've said at some point, or you and Jonathan mostly, not
Yeah.
me. I'm just kidding. Sometimes me, but that I remember, and it's funny because I don't even know if it was summer, but I think it was in 2021 or 2022
When we
at
made
some
it,
point.
or when you were listening to it?
No, when I was listening to it.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah.
it was one of those ones where I'd never seen the movie, so I don't think I watched it at first, but like I remember like at work I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can listen to these." And it's still it's still entertaining. So I
Yeah.
like would listen to them, and I remember listening to that one. I didn't watch it at first, but I listened to it and I kind of like could imagine what was happening. Um
Mm.
and I know you're like, "Oh my gosh, freaking just watch it." Like no, but you're missing all the important
You're
things.
missing the jokes.
But I listened to it and it was entertaining just because you guys were funny and I could kind of tell what was going on based off context and what they were saying in the movie and what y'all were saying. And so I listened to them, and it gave me such like a fun vibe of it, especially that like particular time at work where I'd be like I was like cleaning up this certain part and like just cleaning certain things like, and I'd listen to either y'all's Stranger Things like 4 theory videos before it came out, and like especially Recess School's Out and just different things, and those were a lot of the things I listened to. And so whenever I'm in that part of the kitchen at work, I think of that, and like I always whenever I like clean up that area, I like think of that, and it gives me like such good summer vibes, especially at the end when they're like it's you say something about like it's about just going out and having a good summer, and it's just like so
Yeah.
good,
Oh my gosh, that
and it's such a
ending.
funny commentary, and it like makes me want to watch the movie because it's like that pops into my mind when I think of summer movies is just like a crazy like there's crazy like unrealistic things happening like in the movie where like because I watched the commentary at one point actually, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a few things that are different than what I imagined, funnily enough, but like the characters don't look exactly how I imagined them, but
Side note: the video has 1.2 thousand views.
what. Oh, there's a lot of
when
people getting the summer feels from that
when
video.
did that happen?
I feel like it had like 100 or 200 like
Oh,
what?
same. What the heck?
So like
Any
it gives me
okay.
that summer vibe,
Anyways,
and yeah, it's funny that you say that cuz I want to watch that movie now regardless of I haven't ever seen the show, and I didn't know what it was till I
yeah,
saw your commentary
it
like
works. It works well enough if like you know it's just like it's kids.
yeah.
It's fine. Like it works. It stands fine on its own. Like you don't need to watch the show beforehand.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just funny you say that cuz I got those summer vibes and kind of pieced together the story from you hearing your commentary. So it's like I kind of want to watch it now and experience the summer vibes.
I need to rewatch that movie again. But yeah, that's like it's like because it was a big childhood movie for me, and it's like really weird how like it's
Excuse
kind
me.
of it is kind of weird like the things that like I personally can find myself getting emotional over. Like that's a big one where like again there are certain points if I'm in a certain mood I will tear up and or cry, and I'm
Yeah.
just like it's weird because like like I don't it's like there's legitimately like sad moments about like growing up in that movie, and it's just it's really weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just summertime as a kid was just like it was a whole different it was a it was like a whole different world basically,
It was like a whole
you know.
different beast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We've talked for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a full podcast, I
We have
think.
a podcast episode.
Is that all you want to say? Because I
I mean,
think
I
it's
could
about.
I mean, yeah, we could. That's probably a good place to end it. Like, I mean, we could talk about many more summer memories for hours, but you know, I think we got the main idea across.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is episode 1 of our podcast. We hope to be doing this like pretty regularly. We
Yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed this. I like this was fun. I like just talking about whatever the heck.
Yeah. And it's a very versatile thing doing a podcast because, like,
Yeah.
we don't have to sit through a whole movie if we don't want to. Like, it's just talking about movie stuff, and then stuff sometimes it's not even really about movies. It relates vaguely.
Yeah, it's just stuff. Talking about stuff.
Yeah. It's a really long discussion over everything.
Yeah.
A lot of different things. I'm going to stop recording.
Bye, guys.